1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome, you wonderful people all around the world. Welcome to News Talk, where we talk news. We are going to be going over some censorship of conservatives that's been going on, especially Twitter. Ted Cruz grilling Dorsey, which is Twitter's CEO, over censoring the story over Hunter Biden's alleged emails.
But before we get into that, if you're new to our channel, hello. Don't forget to like this video, give it a big thumbs up.
Not a small one.
Big one.
We don't accept small thumbs.
Go over to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying the type of content we put out. We go live Monday through Friday.
Oh yeah, and also we have a Facebook group that is a lot of fun. We post whatever you want to on there. Everybody's really interactive on there. It's a fun place to get information or just have fun on there. I mean, we have a great time. But if you're interested in that, go into the description below. It's in there somewhere. You just had to find it. So let's get on to... Oh, and by the way, are we skipping? Because on our thing we got here, it's showing that we...
just said
yeah.
he knocked 10 years off.
Yeah, I do look younger. I got tired of her comment every time I move my head or something, my beard jingles. So... But yes, I think it looks swell, and I look
You look
younger.
nice, yes.
I look more energetic, I guess. I don't know. All right, so let's go on. Ted Cruz was grilling Dorsey, which is Twitter CEO, over censoring the story of Biden's son over the emails that... I mean, these emails are, like, pretty huge. This story is a huge story, okay? Mm-hmm. Because it talks about how Joe Biden has ties with, Ukraine, I think? The officials over there and stuff. A lot of different stuff in there, and obviously, supposedly, he has these sex tapes, and I mean, there's all kinds of crap on this computer that he dropped off to get his computer fixed. So, but we actually have a video. I have a video of I'm uploading right now, so just give me 1 second. I have a video of Ted Cruz going over this with the CEO of Twitter.
Okay.
So
Donna says you trimmed your beard. Jess says your beard is no longer waving at me.
And it's not skipping. Okay, awesome.
It's not skipping.
Great, it's not skipping. Okay, so we're loading this video right now.
Whoa.
It's Ted Cruz talking to Dorsey, which is the CEO of Twitter. I did edit some stuff out because it was a really long video. It's still long. It's like 5 minutes long. So we're gonna watch it, and then we're gonna cut in and out on specific spots, I guess.
Expected to look at the screen and see your face, and instead see
This
his
is my
face.
face.
It kind of scared me.
This is my face. I think
No.
I look pretty good.
I was talking about when Ted Cruz was up there loading the video.
I
was
thought
loading,
you were
and I
talking
seen him.
about, I thought you were talking
I'm
about my old face.
no.
So I'm not hiding anymore.
Like someone's behind the camera.
All right, so this video, guys, it's like 5 minutes long. So just we're gonna watch it, kind of cut in and out, and talk about it. But I think it's this whole censoring of conservatives is a pretty big problem.
Yes.
Because I mean, we're supposed to have freedom of speech, and I get that that's their own business or whatever. But they have this monopoly of what's going on, this monopoly of social media, and it's not only happening in social media; it's happening in real life. If you say certain things, you can get fired.
If
so
you
so on and so
support
forth.
certain candidates,
All right.
also you get
Justin says, not relevant to the show tonight, but recommend researching Amendment 3 for the state of Missouri. Yeah, I've done a little bit of research on that. Just a little bit. I haven't done too much on it. From what I understand, Well, it flips back and forth, but we'll get into that in a second. Here comes the video, and we'll watch Ted Cruz.
I think Google has more power than any company on the face of the planet.
Okay, so first of all, he's saying he believes that Google has the most power over anything. And
I mean, you do. In order to look up something, you've got to go to Google.
That's the one thing that everybody goes. This is what I was talking about, the monopoly. Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these social medias that everybody's after is on. They all circulate around this one thing.
I expect we will have continued and ongoing discussions about Google's abuse of that power and its willingness to manipulate search outcomes to influence and change election results.
Okay, so he's talking about how Google is, changing your search results to persuade you into one view versus the other, which I've seen, I'm sure you've seen, a lot of people have seen. That is affecting the election. Okay, it's affecting it. They're putting out what they want you guys to hear. That's it. And also, everybody's on some sort of social media. Okay, when I say everybody, I mean like the majority of everybody is on social media. So they're controlling a lot of stuff with this. All right, I'll let you guys get on.
Mr. Dorsey, does Twitter have the ability to influence elections?
No. People have choice of other communication channels with which.
Not if they don't hear information.
Okay, I gotta cut Vic in and out.
His beard, though, it was like as long as yours used to be.
Yeah. I gotta cut it in and out because I don't want to get copyright infringement thing. I think if you let it play on, you can get copyright infringement. But I'm gonna cut it in here because he was saying he doesn't believe that Twitter can have an effect on
the election.
Right, the election. But if you're censoring stuff out, it definitely has an effect. That's why he was talking about Google as well.
So that's another thing. That's just like
Oh, yeah?
News, okay? News media, all right? Whenever they're saying something, they say something, the same thing over and over and over. It kind of like brainwashes you into believing this story versus this story. It's same concept of Twitter Twitter's basically doing the same thing.
Right, it's this huge monopoly everybody's doing. All right, we got a comment. It says a lot of people are using Rumble instead of YouTube and Parler instead of Facebook. Yeah, when we get a computer, we're actually gonna get all these different social media stuff, and so we can broadcast in all of them. I would continue.
You don't think you have the power to influence elections? Why do you block anything?
Well, we have policies that are focused on making sure that more voices on the platform are possible. We see a lot of abuse and harassment, which ends up silencing people and having them leave from the platform.
So he thinks people get silenced when people voice their opinion, or what was the word he said? Pretty much being mean to somebody, and they leave that platform. So that's his way of saying they're silenced because they left the platform. That's what I got from that.
Weeks ago, Twitter, and to a lesser extent Facebook, crossed a threshold that is fundamental in our country. 2 weeks ago, Twitter made the unilateral decision to censor the New York Post in a series of 2 blockbuster articles, both alleging evidence of corruption against Joe Biden. The first concerning Ukraine, the second concerning communist China. And Twitter made the decision, number one, to prevent any user, from sharing those stories.
Yeah, so he was talking about how Twitter is the main media that is actually censoring that story. It's not only this story that these people are censoring; they're censoring a lot of conservative stories. I mean, this fact-checking thing that's going on, it's leaning more towards fact-checking only the conservative views, conservative outlooks on stuff.
I was just going to say how Ted Cruz was saying that, not Ted Cruz, but the other guy.
The other guy is Dorsey.
Yeah. Okay, so he was saying how it takes the things that are said, like to hurt people or whatever, he fact-checked those or whatever, takes them off. No, that's not true, because if that was true, what about the mean tweets and everything that was posted about Trump?
Right, when he had COVID and
those,
stuff?
Yeah, wouldn't those be taken off too
Well,
if that was true?
That's what Ted Cruz is trying to bring up. It doesn't matter because it's Trump. it's someone he disagrees with, so that doesn't matter. All right, we're going to continue.
And number two, you went even further and blocked the New York Post from sharing.
I do want to point out how he said something about if you're not wanting to block what. It's been too long. I forgot what he said. Oh, we're going to continue.
On Twitter its own reporting. Why did Twitter make the decision to censor the New York Post?
We had a hack materials policy that we.
When was that policy adopted?
In 2018, I believe.
In 2018, go ahead. What was the policy?
So the policy is around limiting the spread of materials that are hacked. We didn't want Twitter to be a distributor for hack materials. We found that the New York Post, because it showed the direct materials, screenshots of the direct materials, and it was unclear how those were attained.
So the reason of them censoring this story is because it was unclear how they obtained this or where they got this story from. And Ted Cruz is about to point this out, but I have to come in and out so I don't get copyright infringement. But I just want you guys to pay attention to what he's saying, what he's claiming, why they took this story down.
That it fell under this policy. Now,
so in your view, if it's unclear the source of a document, in this instance, the New York Post documented what it said the source was, which it said it was a laptop owned by Hunter Biden that had been turned into a repair store. So they weren't hiding what they claimed to be the source. Is it your position that Twitter, when you can't tell the source, blocks press stories?
No, not at all. Our team made a fast decision. The enforcement action, however, of blocking URLs.
Yeah, their team did make a fast decision because it was something that was going to hurt Biden's campaign. This is exactly why he's doing it, and he knows that. Okay, I'm just going to say this is my opinion, so people's like, you don't know that he knows that because you don't got no facts about it or whatever. But you get the point. This guy obviously is for Biden. A lot of these social media places are for Biden. That's why we have these censorships now, because the truth is coming out about a lot of things, especially here lately, and people are starting to get woke, and it's showing. And I mean, we're the American people are tired of seeing the crap these politicians and leftists and these people are just doing to people, and they're trying their hardest to stop these views of a certain view, so you can only see one view, so your mind automatically thinks that's the way you should go, and you shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both in tweets and in DM, in direct messages, we believe was incorrect, and we changed it
today, right now.
Okay, so now he's saying he's changed it within 24 hours. He's changed it because you guys got called out on it.
Yeah.
And you realized that,
Well, did you see how Ted Cruz, he goes, Dorsey was saying how it was, they took something about it being a hacker. I forgot now because we keep going in and out, and I wanted to say it last clip, but then you...
Something about a hacker.
No, go ahead.
The New York Post is still blocked from tweeting 2 weeks later.
Yes, they have to log into their account, which they can do at this minute. Delete the original tweet, which fell under our original enforcement actions, and they can tweet the exact same material in the exact same article, and it would go through.
Let's be.
Okay, so he's saying they've changed it now. They changed it to where they can now log back in and delete the original post about it, and then repost it, and it not get blocked now. So that, I don't know.
Clear. The New York Post isn't just some random guy tweeting. The New York Post has the fourth highest circulation of any newspaper in America. The New York Post is over 200 years old. The New York Post was founded by Alexander Hamilton, and your position is that you can sit in Silicon Valley and demand of the media that you can tell them what stories they can publish, and you can tell the American people what reporting they can hear. Is that right?
Okay, so Ted Cruz obviously brought up a very, very good point here. Mm-hmm. It's the New York Post that posted this story, and they've been around for a very, very long time. It's just not some random guy, which is what he's pointing out. Okay, so obviously they know what they're talking about and they know what they're doing at the very least. And the CEO of Twitter is trying to silence.
Who's to say the CEO Dorsey of Twitter? Who's to say he can block what's posted,
Right,
like
that's
he
what-
does other people.
Right, that's what Cruz is saying. I mean, we're supposed to be, free and he's basically saying, why in the world? Who are you to tell the American people what they should and should not be able to see?
Right. What I'm asking
which is a great point.
who censors him? He doesn't get censored, does he?
No, because they got this huge monopoly going. This big tech company has got this huge monopoly going right now, and it is hurting the conservatives in a major way. It is affecting the election, despite what Dorsey is saying about it. We got a comment, and it says it's obvious why they are doing it, talking about why they're censoring conservatism. Whether yes, it's very obvious because they don't want Trump to win because Trump is for the American people and they are not for the American people.
No, this was every person, every account, every organization that signed up to Twitter agrees to terms of service. Terms of service.
So media outlets must genuflect and obey your dictates if they wish to be able to communicate with readers. Is that right?
No, not at all. We recognize an error in this policy, and specifically the enforcement.
You're still blocked.
Every time one of these big tech guys comes on here and talks about, something they're doing wrong about this, they always say the same thing. Well, we realized there's a problem, so we changed it. No, you realize that you're getting called out on your BS is why you're changing it. It has nothing to do with you realize. You should have realized that a long time ago.
They knew that
it is
whenever they said
blatantly
it.
obvious what you guys are doing.
When they set it in place, they already knew that.
Right. And you guys know exactly what you're doing, and you're getting called out on it now because people like us are getting so sick of it. And I mean, a lot of Americans are getting sick of it. We should be. Everyone, not just conservatives. Everybody should be sick of it. You should not dictate what I should be able to watch or what I shouldn't be able to watch, because I can decide for myself. Okay, I'm an American. I'm a person. I can decide for myself. So can you. So can you.
I can.
Yeah. Unless you're the leftist.
Did Twitter block the distribution of the New York Times' story a few weeks ago that purported to be based on copies of President Trump's tax returns?
We didn't find that a violation of our terms of service, and
They didn't find it a violation of their terms.
See, this is what Ted Cruz is bringing. I mean, this is the whole thing. If it's over Trump, it doesn't matter. If it's going to hurt Trump, they're going to let it go.
Yeah, because it doesn't violate anything.
It doesn't violate anything. Okay.
They consent to that.
But listen to what Ted Cruz points out on this, and it's great.
policy in particular, because it was reporting about the material. It wasn't distributing the material.
Okay, well, that's actually not true. They posted what they purported to be original source materials, and federal law, federal statute makes it a crime, a federal felony, to distribute someone's tax returns against their knowledge. So that material was based on something that was distributed in violation of federal law, and yet Twitter gleefully allowed people to circulate that. But when the article was critical of Joe Biden, Twitter engaged in rampant censorship and silencing.
Oh,
Look.
yeah, and the media, you notice, isn't talking about this.
No, look at Dorsey, looking around oh, he said it's not true. Crap.
What do I say now?
Let me look through my notes. Hey, you over here. Come out real quick. Okay. It's okay. He was pointing out how illegal that is. Them doing this.
Because you can obtain someone's tax returns without their knowledge. Cruz was telling him that, and
Right. Dorsey doesn't care. They don't care. It was Trump. It's hurting Trump. They do not care. We got a comment. It says whatever licensing these guys hold need to be revoked on basis of censorship. They need to be held accountable. Always hit them in the pocketbook. That's how you get results. Yes, all these big tech people need to be hit somewhere.
in the face.
Preferably, yeah, I was about to say preferably in the face.
That's me. No
I'm
violence.
just kidding. No violence.
No violence.
Yeah.
We don't. No,
Anyway,
we're not
we'll get to
condoning
that.
violence.
We'll get to the whole protesting. Dang, they got me saying protesting now. We'll get into the rioting and stuff in just a few seconds. So just hang in there
They're
tight.
demonstrators.
Yeah, we'll get
They're
to this.
demonstrating violence.
And again, we recognize errors in that policy. We changed it within 24 hours. This is
But you're still blocking the New York Post. You haven't changed it.
We have changed it. They can log into their account to delete the original tweet. That was
You forced the Politico reporter to take down his post about the New York Post as well. Is that correct?
within that 24-hour period. Yes, but we, as
So they've blocked these people for posting this.
And the only way you can get it back is if you delete that
They've
post.
lost a lot of these people, or they've blocked a lot of these people's posts about it. Okay, but within 24 hours, since people called them out on this, They changed it. So now to be able to get back on, you have to get on, delete that post, and now if you retweet it or repost it, you don't get blocked, apparently, is what they're saying. That's what his whole excuse is. But, I mean, we'll just keep continuing.
Policy has changed. Anyone can tweet.
So Twitter takes the view you can censor the New York Post, you can censor Politico, presumably you can censor the New York Times or any other media outlet. Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views to the contrary of your political beliefs?
Wow.
I like Ted Cruz. I like people that actually are not afraid to call out anybody.
Well, that's just something
And
that
you shouldn't be
just
afraid
needs
to call
be
it.
said.
Just like that one guy talking to Joe Biden. It's an older video talking about why are you trying to take our guns away? He's like, I'm not taking my anyway. You probably know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, but I mean he's bringing up a great point that they shouldn't be allowed to do that. Okay.
And he knows he shouldn't.
Yes, exactly. All right, we'll continue. Yeah, I just like what he says. He's good.
Let's give Mr. Dorsey a few seconds to answer that, and then we'll have to conclude this segment.
Well, we're not doing that, and this is why I opened this hearing with calls for more transparency. We realize we need to earn trust more. We realize that more accountability is needed to show our intentions and to show the outcome.
Okay, he says they're not doing that. If they are not doing that, why are you guys there in the first place? You're obviously doing that. And you know you're doing that. You're just making up any excuse possible to... I don't even know how to say this. I don't even know. What's the word I'm looking for? To do something. That's what it is. I don't know what it is.
To get by with it?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But obviously, you know exactly what you're doing. They all know exactly what they're doing.
You knew exactly what your rules and regulations for uploading or having Twitter is. And now that you set those rules or whatever in place and people are catching on to that, you're like, oh, well, we just now noticed that is happening. So we'll change that now that we've noticed, now that you've pointed
it's already
it out.
done its damage.
Yeah. No, you knew that before any of this started taking
And it's not
place.
only social media is not only blocking stories like this. They're making it where conservative pages, conservative people who talk like we do, like on you got their channels, the videos they make. They're making it where it doesn't reach as many people. It's happening, and it's getting pretty crazy.
That or they just take down your page.
And all this is
altogether.
affecting a lot of different things. So.
And he wants to say that it has no effect on the election.
Right, yeah, it says no effect on election, and he's saying they're not doing this.
If,
they are
if
obviously
he's
doing
not letting people speak up and speak out against all the stuff that Biden is trying to play past everyone's eyes, that damn right does affect the election.
It affects everything. It affects just everything. I mean, it goes against being an American. I mean, everybody should have the freedom of speech.
It goes against your freedom of speech, and it goes against a whole lot of other things.
Right. Okay. All right, so we got that out of the way. We'll probably get onto it some more, but we are going to move on to what happened overnight. Go ahead.
Overnight. Okay, so yesterday, if you guys followed along in that video, we talked about the rioting and stuff that's happened in Philadelphia over 2 cops shooting a man.
Right.
A man.
Walter Wallace.
Yes. But if you ask the media, they're sure to let you know he was in fact a black man.
Which,
What are you doing?
I'm going to show them the video one more time just in case we got new viewers. The Walter Wallace shooting. Here is a video of it. So before we go on with this video... Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, this is the video of the Walter Wallace shooting. This is the video we was talking about. We brought it up yesterday. You can see in the video and have your own opinion about it, but this is what we were talking about. Viewer discretion is advised.
But before we go on to that video, we're going to talk more about it today. And as I was saying, if you ask the media, they won't just say that it was a man shot by police. They have to, so that way it can be a political issue, they have to let you know that it is a black man, which you will see for yourself.
All right. Viewer discretion is advised. Fair warning, like the 3rd time.
Say the call for a person with a weapon came in just before 3 p.m. On the scene, police say that they found a male with a knife. He was ordered to drop it several times.
Warning, this is the police shooting video of Walter Wallace Jr. Philadelphia cops fatally shoot Walter Wallace Jr. today, firing 10 plus times at him while he stood at least 10 feet away. He allegedly had a knife, but cops made no attempts at de-escalating the situation in this video. They went straight to killing Wallace in front of his loved ones.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! Bro, they just killed him in front of me! Yo!
He continued to follow the officers, apparently, and then 2 officers fired. 1 officer then took the suspect to the hospital where the suspect died.
Okay, so this happened Monday, I believe, and essentially this guy had a knife. Cop showed up, told him to drop the knife, went dropped the knife. Guy kept advancing toward the police officers. Police officers opened fire and fatally shot Walter Wallace.
Well, of course it's going to be fatal. He was shot.
Well, it doesn't technically mean
Well, because of this, there is a curfew that's set in place now because the man who was shot, people are taken to the streets to protest. But what is your definition of protest?
My definition?
What is your definition of protest?
I mean, speaking out against something you truly believe in.
Okay.
But essentially.
Okay. All right. Their definition, I'm assuming, their actions of them protesting. They took to the streets. 15 people were shot, one of which being a 15-year-old.
Right. This was just last night.
Just last night.
And
we did a report over it yesterday. We've got new information on it today. This is just overnight, guys.
Yeah, this is just happening from the last video we made yesterday about it.
Businesses, they've been vandalized. It's from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., the curfew that's set in Philadelphia, okay? 15 people, just from last night, 15 people were shot, including a 15-year-old, 81 people arrested just overnight, 23 officers injured. There have been, this is what I was saying, what is your definition of protesting? Because apparently, this is theirs. 297 reports of looting. There have been images that were taken of people running in and out of businesses, carrying clothes, electronics, laptops, other electronic stuff, other merchandise. They're just using this. They're taking advantage of other people's unfortunate pain, and the businesses, they're using this as an excuse. We had a comment yesterday saying that they were using this as an excuse.
Right.
Yes, I do agree. They are just using this as an excuse. What good does going into a store, going into a business, taking electronics off of the shelf, taking it home for your keepsake? That's the type of society we have today. Whenever someone's shot, oh, look at this, I get a new laptop today. Someone was shot. And you don't care about the person who was shot. You don't care about the life that's lost, regardless of the skin color. You're just using this as just an excuse. There's no protesting going on. What they're doing to these businesses, what they're doing to your hometown, this doesn't have anything to do with the life that was lost. This helps in no way. Just think about how long it's going to take to get back your, what am I looking for? The place you live. Just think of how long it's going to take to get that back to normal after everyone in your neighborhood has ran into your local CVS store and just smashed it to pieces, taken everything off the shelves that they wanted because they took advantage of the misfortune of a life being taken.
Right, and this is what I was bringing up last night, is this is what happens when you constantly make up this narrative that every cop that kills a black American is racist or police brutality, even though it's justified. This is what happens. I want to point out that this guy had a knife, would not listen to police officers, would not put it down, advanced towards the police officers, then police officers took action. So in anybody's eyes, I wouldn't say anybody, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but in my eyes, that's justifiable, okay? From that happening, just last night, okay, this happened Monday, but I'm saying just overnight, since the last time we made the story, 15 people were shot. A 15-year-old boy or a 15-year-old person was shot because of a police officer doing their job correctly. 15 other people were shot. 81 people arrested overnight for one person being shot from the police officers defending themselves. And the people around them.
I just want to say that the people who were involved in this, what are they calling it?
What they're calling it?
They're calling it a protest. Okay, you're not doing any sort of protesting. What you're doing is not going in the long run, even in the short run. It's not going to do any help. It's only going to cause harm. Not only for the families who are involved, but for the businesses, for the economy there where you live. How is that supposed to help anything? Did you know there were 9 ATMs that were exploded?
Yeah, okay. How are you going to go into a room or a store, steal stuff, steal people's money, destroy businesses, destroy your town, all in the name of Walter Wallace?
Yeah.
How's that fix? That's not fixing anything. We got a few comments I want to read out. Carolyn said, it is really sad how the world is turning out. Yes, it's extremely sad. And I hope it gets better. We can only pray that it's going to get better. That's about the only thing we can do. His father asked everyone to stop doing it. Unfortunately, no matter who asks people to stop it, they're still going to do it because they're taking advantage of the situation, which is what she's pointing out. Jessica saying, you were on fire again tonight. Good job, baby. Everyone sees and knows that's taking place and how people are being deceived.
Diplomacy, baby.
Dang.
Diplomacy.
It's because I cut the beard. It's making my head... It's all uneven up there right now. It's not going to correct where we are as a nation. So, yes, this is. I don't even know what to say about this anymore. I'm sure there's going to be more rioting, which is obviously why they're putting in place.
I mean, the people who are doing this, do they honestly think that this is making any difference? Any good difference? Okay, you're just giving yourself a bad name.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's all they're doing. I think it's horrible. It really is. And I want to point out, counting today, there's only 6 days left until election time. And I'm sure there's going to be more rioting. So tonight, again,
297 reports of looting. You guys are no longer protesting. Or have you probably ever been protesting? You guys are rioting. You guys are looting. Not you guys. You guys I like. Those people are looting. They're not protesting. They're not doing anything in the name of justice. What justifies this? What justifies their actions? Nothing. You can't say, well, I stole a TV today because someone died. If that happened...
That does absolutely nothing.
No. You know how many new TVs I would have if someone died in my family? That's horrible. But you don't take someone's business away from them that they've worked their possibly whole life for and destroy it just because you don't like reality.
Dakota said it's been uneven for quite some time now, talking about my parents stuff. They don't care if it makes a difference. Yeah, they really don't.
Oh, I know.
So, but I want to point out, again, 6 days left until election time. Prepare for what you think is going to happen. Prepare because something is obviously going to happen. Either side's not going to be happy with the outcome, what depending on what's going to happen. So, 6 days left. Get ready and hope for the best. Pray for the best.
I broke my pen.
All right, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Do not forget, if you are new to this channel, subscribe. Hit the like button, turn on notification bells. We go